Rayleigh and I, since we have been 31 days in quarantine, we didn't have Easter egg dye. So we decided that she's going to do her egg hunt right here, and we're going to tell the story of why we celebrate Resurrection Day on Sunday. Today is Good Friday. We missed Palm Sunday, so we're going to talk about Palm Sunday and why that is called Palm Sunday and celebrated. So, Rayleigh, you gonna pick an egg? What's in it?
A donkey.
Hold it up. A little donkey. What's the little donkey for?
Means
What does
palm.
it mean? Why do we have a little donkey?
It means when Jesus came into Jerusalem, he rode on a donkey and people put palm branches and their cloaks down on the ground for him.
That's right. Jesus sent two disciples, saying to them, "Go into the village in front of you, and immediately you will find a donkey tied and a colt with her. Untie them and bring them to me. If anyone says anything to you, you shall say,
'The Lord needeth it.'"
and he will send them at once." So the disciples went and did as Jesus directed them. They brought the donkey and the colt and put on them their cloaks, and he sat on them. Most of the crowd spread
their cloaks and palm branches on the ground.
Yes, that was in Matthew 21, verses 2 and 3, and 6 and 8. Okay? So, the people all showed their happiness and they loved him. You can just put him down. They loved him then, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
And they were happy he was coming home. So, the next day, what are you going to pick? What is in there?
30 pieces of silver.
And what does that represent?
Judas when he betrayed Jesus
By
selling him as a
he told him he was going to tell him where Jesus was.
yes.
He said then one of the 12, whose name was
Judas
Iscariot, went to the chief priests and said, "What will you give me if I deliver him over to you?" And they paid him,
30 pieces of silver.
and from that moment he sought an opportunity to betray him. Matthew 26:14 through 18. So not everyone was happy about Jesus, right? As to be their king. Some hated him so much they wanted to kill him.
Right.
Next day. What's in that one?
The cup for the Last Supper.
Yes, he broke the bread with them and said, "This is my body." And
Drank the wine with them, saying, "This is my blood."
And he took a cup, and when he had given thanks, he gave it to them, saying, "Drink of it, all of you, for this is my
Blood
of the covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins."
of sin.
Matthew 26:27 through 28. He said the wine in the cup was his blood. It represented his blood, right? It
Right.
wasn't really his blood. But he wanted them to remember this special night, right?
Right.
And he was making that to them and all of us. All right? So, which one are you going to pick now?
This one.
What's in it?
Praying hands.
And why?
Jesus went to the garden with James, Peter, and John, and told them to stay while God went to go and pray to his Father.
And they went to a place called Gethsemane. I can't even say it.
Gethsemane.
Gethsemane. Can you say that? And he told his disciples, "Sit here while I pray." And he took with him Peter and James and John and began to be greatly distressed and troubled. Why was he troubled?
Because he knew that he was going to die.
That's right. And he said to them, my soul is very sorrowful, even to death. Remain here and watch. Mark 14:32 through 34. So, even though he was sad, he knew what was coming. He did it. Why?
Because he loved us and he wanted us to have a way to get to heaven so we could be with him.
That's right. So, this is the first part of our getting ready for Resurrection Day. Tomorrow we will talk more about
About
what happens to him.
Yes.
All right. So, we will see you tomorrow. Yes?
Bye.
Okay.